Uranus, the planet of breakthroughs, epiphanies, sudden moments of insight that can powerfully, positively move us forward, is about to turn direct. January 27th, Uranus will go direct, breaking a 5-month retrograde cycle in which our minds were more turned inward. And you may have felt stuck, my friend. You may have felt like you were stagnating in one area of life. There could have been something that you really wanted to move forward on, that you really have been waiting to get some courage and to gather your mojo. Your mojo could have felt slightly dormant during this last 5-month period. Now with Uranus going direct, and all planets direct, by the way, all planets are going to be direct until April 1st of 2024. Now you may feel the wind filling up your sails, pulling you powerfully forward. So in this video, I'm going to share with you who will most feel Uranus turning direct based on your natal planets and points. What can we all expect on a collective level? And I'm also going to share with you in the introduction, so you want to listen to the introduction, I'm also going to share with you at what ages do we have powerful, life-changing Uranus transits, as well as the Uranus transits that tend to really push us forward into a new phase of our life, a new life chapter. As always, in part 2 of this video, I will be doing readings for all 12 signs, including pulling an oracle card for each of the 12 signs, so be sure and listen to your rising sign. That is the area of life in which you are going to be feeling Uranus stationing direct, and your sun and moon signs can give you further intuitive messages. So as you can probably tell, I'm excited to talk with you about Uranus energy. Uranus is one of my favorite planets. Why do I say this? Because it is the planet of inspiration. It is the planet where we can get these out of this world divine downloads that really shift our thinking. This is the planet, after all, of spiritual enlightenment, breakthrough moments, liberating epiphanies. But before I go further, I want to say hello and welcome. If you're new to me, I'm so glad you found my channel. This is a like-minded community. So if you would like to be in like-minded tribe and you want to use astrology for empowerment, you have found the right place. Be sure and subscribe and tap the notification bell so you don't miss a video. And I'm really happy you're here. And hello and welcome back to those of you who've been watching my videos. Thank you for subscribing. I am so grateful for your support. I'm so happy to have you with me. And happy Sunday to all of my Sunday chat friends. You are warmly invited, all of you, to join us Sunday mornings, 9 a.m. Pacific time, when my videos generally go live. And this is where we all gather in the chat to support one another and do a cheers to life with your favorite Sunday beverage. I'm Betsy. I'm a psychic astrologer as well as an intuitive life coach and the author of the book, The Magic of Saying Yes, Answering Your Heart's True Calling. And Uranus energy is all about following the call of your soul. So if you want to check out my book, it is linked in the description box below. I am a full-time professional astrologer, and in my videos, as well as my astrology consultations, I weave together divine downloads, spiritual insights, and Western tropical astrology. So stay tuned to the end of the video. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about my astrology consultations and my coaching so you can get a sense of whether you feel called to work with me. And I have a free gift for you. I'll tell you all about that free gift at the end of the video. If you'd like to receive my weekly inspirational astrology updates, the astrology between videos, go to my website now, subscribe for free, and you'll get that free instant download right away. Uranus is most potent the day that it stations direct. This is when we can feel its energy most potently, so that's a day to really expect the unexpected. Uranus has one goal, and that is to expand us, to break us out of stagnation, to move us out of stuckness, and to move us forward on our spiritual path, our path of ascension, our path of becoming more of who we wanted to be when we chose as souls to come to this earth and have a spiritual experience in a human body. Uranus is future focused. It's all about opening up and becoming more fully our true selves, becoming fully alive. It's an electrical energy. It can be quite stimulating to the nervous system. It accelerates our enlightenment. It could show up for you as a Kundalini awakening, as just an incredible inspired download that makes you want to go do something that you never thought you would do. It opens up our minds. It helps us to see new horizons, new vistas that we didn't see before Uranus came knocking on our door. Now, I have to say that a Uranus transit can affect your sleep. It can bring about insomnia. That can be super annoying and frustrating and exhausting at times. Uranus wants us to take a risk. It wants us to change things up. It reminds me of the quote by Denise Linn, and the day came when the risk to remain tight in a bud was more painful than the risk it took to blossom. An intense Uranus transit will wake you up to your dharma. It will wake you up to your true life purpose. It can show you the real reason, big picture. It can have you feeling like you're flying above your life and seeing from a whole new vantage point. It's that phrase of seeing with new eyes. It really is about realizing the truth of who you are and what you came here to experience and be and do and have. However, if we resist a Uranus moment of change, if we resist a Uranus transit, then we can go through the breakdown phase, and then the breakthrough, and then the break free phase. So the best thing to do is to flow with the change, not to resist it. I love the Native American saying, it's best to ride the horse in the direction that it's going. During a Uranus transit, you might feel restless. You might feel super bored with your life. You might feel like, oh my gosh, I'm so stuck here, but I have no idea how to get unstuck. I have no idea what I'm doing. This is because Uranus wants you to open up to new possibilities and to seeing yourself in a whole new way, seeing your roles in a whole new way. Often Uranus wants to give you a gift of a new possibility that feels really scary to your ego self. It feels like there is no way I'm going to go do that. It could be a true eat, pray, love moment for you. And if you remember in that movie, Pray, Love, Julia Roberts, who played the lead character, a lot was falling apart in her life, and she basically said, F it, I'm going to Europe. I'm going to do this crazy thing. I'm going to find myself, basically. And that's what Uranus helps us do. It helps us to find a part of us that has been dormant, a part of us that we've put on a shelf, often a very creative part of us that we have not given voice to. And our soul is trying to wake us up so that we can give voice to that dormant self. And if we resist that too much, if we're too much sort of clinging to the status quo, we're clinging to the comfort zone of our life, then Uranus, because it's an electrical energy, it can mess with our devices. It can mess with our electrical appliances. It can break something down in our life, like especially Uranus and Taurus, which is a very physical, earthly energy. It can just break something down big, like once my car blew a head gasket, and that really woke me up to, I'm not giving myself what I truly need. You could have a last straw moment, but that's probably only going to happen if you are literally resisting change so much that Uranus has to give you a tower moment or a wake-up call. What's really going on underneath the surface when we have these big Uranus disruptive, discombobulating wake-up calls is that we've been too good. And what I mean by this is we have been doing our very best to play by the rules of life as we thought we should do it, and it hasn't allowed room for enough of our growth, enough of our beautiful souls blossoming. We haven't allowed ourselves to open up to a part of us, to a new kind of expression. We've been playing it too safe. So as Mary Oliver says, you do not have to be good. You do not have to walk through the desert on your knees for 100 miles repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. Now, Uranus has been in Taurus since May of 2018. It was here between May and November of 2018. Then it went into Taurus for good March 2019 and will stay in Taurus until July of 2025. In July of 2025, Uranus will move into Gemini, and then it will do a brief retrograde back and move into Gemini for 7 years in April of 2026. In Taurus, which rules our material security, and is a fixed earth sign, in Taurus, Uranus has brought about changes in our money, our finances, our food supply, along with other supply chain issues, farming, and especially the financial markets, which have been quite volatile. Uranus and Taurus also rules the weather. So we've seen extreme weather patterns, calamitous events such as devastating tragic fires, earthquakes, flooding, hurricanes, and so on. The thing that makes Uranus and Taurus more challenging is that Uranus is all about about shaking it up, doing it different, whereas Taurus is a fixed sign. It wants things to stay as they are. Taurus energy is about maintaining what we've built. And so this has been hard for our human selves to see things that we have built fall apart or change or be disrupted. However, there are ways we can work with this energy to our advantage. Uranus and Taurus is helping us to be more resourceful. With Uranus, there's always a workaround, and we want to keep this in our minds. Okay, such and such a thing has broken down, or this isn't going according to plan. What's spirit? What's the workaround? Show me what I need to do. There are always solutions and new opportunities when something breaks down in Uranus energy. The other thing to remember with a Uranus and Taurus transit is the universe must be trying to upgrade my life. Why? Because Taurus energy is all about a life upgrade, and to remember that God only upgrades. God only wants to upgrade our lives. If you get a wild hair to make a change in your life, this is something that Uranus wants you to follow. Follow the thread, my friend. Will you end up doing that thing that feels crazy that you thought you would never do, that feels so out of the box that you cannot even imagine, and everything in your mind is telling you all the reasons that this would be bad for you or for your loved ones or your family? Will you end up doing that? Maybe or maybe not. But by following the thread, by taking tiny steps in the direction of it, you are not resisting the transit. You're going with the flow, and that is where we get the rewards of Uranus. So say yes. I have a book called The Magic of Saying Yes, all about saying yes to your heart. And Uranus transits are all about freeing yourself to follow your heart. And in my book, I share with you a technique for channeling divine messages from spirit, and that can really help you to slowly open up to this new part of yourself that is trying to get through to you and express itself through you. So start with tiny changes of going out of your usual routine in some way, even if it's just one morning you wake up and you're like, I can't go to work today. I want to go out to breakfast. I want to do something with this friend, whatever. I'm not saying do irresponsible things. I'm saying that where you can give yourself permission to do something that is very nourishing to you, Taurus energy, nourishing, where you can nourish yourself in small ways that are out of your usual repertoire, this is where you can really begin to open up and receive the inspiration that Uranus wants to give us. So big picture, Uranus and Taurus, it's making us more resourceful. It is showing us our power to co-create our lives. It is showing us how creative we are, our brilliance, our genius, and it's helping some of us to change our inner narrative so that we can be more powerful co-creators, so that we can really put that law of attraction into action. Because Taurus rules our values, our self-esteem, our sense of worthiness, our sense of deserving, we are also getting an upgrade to our inner sense of self-worth and self-love and what we know we deserve. We're getting an upgrade to that during this Uranus and Taurus transit. The timing of Uranus stationing direct on January 27th is really auspicious. Why do I say this? Because just 2 days before Uranus stations direct, we have the Leo full moon, and this is a powerhouse full moon. During this full moon, we're going to have Pluto, now in Aquarius, making an opposition to the full moon. Also, the Sun in Aquarius and Pluto in Aquarius are going to conjoin, bringing a truth to light or opening our eyes to something we didn't see before. How is this linked to Uranus moving direct? Pluto in Aquarius jumpstarting a new era for all of us, a brand new 22-year era. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. That is the modern ruler of Aquarius, Uranus. So as soon as we get sort of a jump start of this Pluto and Aquarius energy during the Leo full moon, which by the way is also squared by Jupiter in Taurus. This is a super expansive full moon. Pluto and Jupiter are activating us during this Leo full moon, and the ruler of this Aquarius energy is Uranus. So for those of us who've been clinging to our comfort zone, who have wanted something really badly, like you may know, my friend, that you need to change your home. You really want to move. You know you need to move for some reason, perhaps. Or maybe you really need a career change, or you really want a breakthrough in your health, or in a relationship, or you really want to draw in a partner. And for any of these things, you may have been dragging your feet, not taking steps to help you catalyze a change. Now Uranus coming in and going direct could really awaken something in you or give you the courage, and this Leo full moon too is all about courage. Give you the courage and the strength and the passion and the inspiration to take a step in the direction of your heart's desire. Now, who will feel Uranus stationing direct most intensely, most personally? Uranus is stationing direct at 19 degrees of Taurus, 19 degrees of Taurus. So those of you who have planets or points in your natal astrology chart between 18 and 27 degrees will feel this transit most personally and intensely this year of 2024 because Uranus will be moving from 19 to 27 degrees during this year. Now, there are certain transits in which we feel Uranus in life-changing ways, and I want to tell you what they are. Those of you who are receiving a conjunction, a square, or an opposition to an angle of your chart, so this would be your ascendant or your descendant or your midheaven or your IC, which is the cusp of your fourth house of home and family. Those of you who are receiving a Uranus transit to one of your chart angles, these are life-changing transits. At the very least, they really jumpstart us into a whole new life chapter. Also, there are certain ages at which we all have, and this is collective for everyone, ages at which we all have a very momentous, life-changing Uranus transit. And I'm breaking these up into the flowing, easier, more inspired, passionate transits, and then the ones that can feel more discombobulating, more unexpected, but nevertheless, they can be just as inspiring, just as passionate, but they're more destabilizing. So let's start with the flowing aspects, the sextiles and trines. When you get one of these aspects, it tends to be a more natural feeling change that you're embarking on. And Uranus makes a natural flowing transit, a trine or a sextile to our natal Uranus between the ages of 13 and 15, 27 and 29, 55 and 57, and 69 and 71. Now, Uranus makes more challenging, destabilizing, and like I said, they can be just as inspiring, but definitely life-changing transits at these ages. Between 20 and 22, Uranus makes a square to our natal Uranus. Between 40 and 42, Uranus opposes our natal Uranus, and you could feel this at age 39, and this is what we call the midlife crisis. I like to think of it as midlife chaos. Also, between the ages of 62 and 64, we get another square to our natal Uranus. And if we're lucky enough to make it to age 84, that's when we have our Uranus return. We come full circle back to where Uranus was at the moment that we were born, and that's when we can feel a real sense of ease and peace, a comfort within our own skin that we can deal with any change or we can take on any new inspiration because we are so much wiser and open and present to life and living life on life's terms than we've ever been before. So you may want to look back, my friend. This would be a fun exercise, is to do a life timeline and map these ages for yourself and think about what happened during these time frames for you that brought in a catalytic shift or new inspiration that really changed your life. Most of us have had at least one, if not two or three major Uranus shifts in our lifetime. They can be divorces, they can be marriages, they can be when you have a new baby, when you start a business, when you leave a career, they can be a health issue, they can be healing your health, but they do tend to catalyze a very important area of our life. And I'll give you two quick examples from my own life. So at age 40, when Uranus opposed my natal Uranus and I was doing lots of soul searching for my career, for my passion, what's my life purpose, just show me, Spirit, where am I to go? What am I to do? I had left the practice of law. In the middle of the night, I had a dream, and it was the most powerful dream I've ever had in my life. And in the dream, I was doing stand-up comedy, and it blew me away. It rocked my world. It rocked my nervous system, but it was so compelling. And this is a Uranus transit. It can feel so compelling that I knew my soul was guiding me, and I had to say yes. I tell the whole story in my book, The Magic of Saying Yes, so I won't go into it further, but I do want to say this. I ended up doing stand-up comedy for 2 years professionally, which I never thought I would do. I was guided the whole way. I was given opportunity after opportunity, one foot in front of the other. Each step opened up into the next step. And most important, what I learned is that I had an ability that I never would have thought I had. I was able to download, it was all divine downloads. I divinely downloaded my material from, it was all about my own life, but literally in the morning when I was first waking up, I would get these inspirations for material. And of course I had to fine tune the material and make sure there was a punchline in it. But I am telling you, from the deepest part of my knowing, that material came from a divine source. It did not come from my intellect or anything that I knew before that moment. It did not come from any of that. In fact, I had only been to a comedy club and seen one comedy show, I think once or twice in my entire life. I never would have chosen that career. I never would have chosen to do that, but it was tremendously healing for me. That was one of my Uranus moments. The second Uranus moment I want to tell you about is really recently. I had my second Uranus square, and that was the inspiration to sell almost everything I owned and move to another country, move to Mexico. I'm telling you this because when you get a big Uranus transit, you may get a nudge from the universe that feels so crazy to you, and everyone else may think you're crazy too. I just want you to know. People may be like, wow, you're doing that? Oh my God, I can't believe you're doing that. And they may even look really scared for you. That happened to me when I did comedy. People were like terrified for me. But you will know deep in your soul, you get that just know feeling. I call it a just know. You will know if it's something you need to follow. You won't know where it's leading. You won't know what the outcome will be. You won't know why even sometimes you're doing it. You will know that by saying yes to your heart, you are following through on the promise that you made as a soul to come here and awaken and expand into the next greatest version of who you came here to be. Now, one more thing I need to share with you, and then we're going to do the 12 sign readings, and that is that we're having a very significant transit with Uranus making a conjunction to Jupiter. Many of you may already be aware of this. I have a separate video for you on it. I will link it in the description box below. Jupiter, the planet of expansion and good fortune, especially in Taurus, tangible earthly blessings. Jupiter is going to conjunct Uranus, the planet of change it up, shake it up, do it differently, inspired new life chapters. So we don't know fully what is going to happen with Jupiter conjuncting Uranus and Taurus. This could shake up the markets even more. This could make things more volatile in our economy, collectively speaking. Or it could bring in windfalls. Some people will win the lottery. Of course, some people always win the lottery, but I mean, it could feel like a lottery kind of moment. And this will all depend, in my view, on our mindset and whether we are truly attuned to our spirit, whether we are truly in a Jupiter, positive, abundant mindset. After all, this is an 8 universal year. 8 energy is all about abundance. And I have a separate video for you on your personal year as well, which I'll also link below. So I go much more into this transit in the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction video. But let me say now that on April 17th, Uranus and Jupiter will come together at 21 degrees. They'll be there for several days together exactly. And then on April 24th, they will be exactly conjunct at 22 degrees, which is a master builder number. It's a transformational degree. And after several days of being exactly conjunct at 22 degrees in this zone of transformation, collectively and personally for each of us, after this, they will be just 1 degree apart until May 1st. So for about 2 weeks, we're really going to be in this hugely expanding energy. And I think this is going to have an impact on our finances, hopefully very positive, but we really want to keep a close watch on them and tune into our inspiration and our intuition as far as any financial moves that we're making. But big picture, to me, this is about spiritual awakening. This is about enlightenment. This is about us really raising our vibration to the next level and feeling extremely hopeful and optimistic, and maybe even coming into a whole new sense of who we are as a result of this Rare, extremely rare transit. And by the way, my eldest daughter was a Jupiter-Uranus baby. When she was born, Uranus was exactly conjunct my natal Jupiter. So there's all kinds of amazing occurrences that could happen for us during that Jupiter-Uranus conjunction. Intention is everything, my friend. What do you want to experience? What do you want to do, be, have, feel in this earthly experience? Hold that intention. Hold your vibration at the highest level that you can. We're human, our vibration fluctuates, but do your very best to stay in that more uplifted mindset, and this will be more likely to catalyze something really gorgeous for you during this exciting transit of Jupiter conjunct Uranus. Okay, let's do the 12 sign readings now. Listen to your rising sign. This is the area of life in which you will be experiencing Uranus turning direct. This is where Uranus is transiting in your chart, has been since 2018, and will continue until Uranus moves into Gemini in 2026. And we're going to start with Taurus because Uranus is currently in Taurus. So hello, beautiful Taurus. Taurus, you are having your transit of Uranus in your sign in the first house. And I know this is not news to you guys. You have been feeling this for years now. It's been extremely discombobulating and life-changing to you, very disruptive most likely. Many of you have probably had a spiritual awakening. Many of you have probably had profound changes already happen in your life. If this is true for you, leave us a comment, let us know. It's always helpful to learn from each other and be inspired by the changes that each of us make and how we move ourselves out of difficult times, because I know it hasn't been easy for you. But beautiful Taurus, Uranus has been shifting you in the sense of your own identity, who you are as a human being, having a spiritual being, having a human experience. You have maybe, some of you have had profound spiritual openings during this time. This has been an awakening transit for you. You may have changed a role. You could have changed a relationship. You could have left a relationship, started a new relationship, gotten divorced, gotten married, left a job, started a new business, any of these things could be on your roster too of things that you want to do in your life going forward. You could have changed your appearance. Some of you could have had health changes to your vitality. And now with Uranus moving direct, this is forward movement. So what do you want, beautiful Taurus, going forward? This is liberating change. This is new inspirations. This is accelerating. Time will feel accelerated. It will feel like things are moving much more quickly than they have been before, and you may have an unexpected development. This can be positive or what we consider negative, but if negative, it's because it wants to free and liberate you. And this can also be a happy, unexpected miracle. Taurus, one of my favorite phrases. So Taurus, let's pull a card for you and see what the cards have to say for your Uranus direct. Forward momentum. Taurus, your card is Valiant Courage. Take action with passion. Taurus, I love this so much. This is so beautifully straightforward, right? Take action with passion. Get on your metaphorical horse, Taurus. You have see how he's got this staff with the ribbons, and to me it feels like he's like going off on a new journey, and it's happening in a very celebrational way, and he's very proud of himself. And this card is so full of life and vibrancy. So take action with passion. It is time to claim your courage, claim your truth, claim what you know your heart wants and what you need going forward to feel most in alignment with your true self, Taurus. If you want to claim your courage and a decision to take valiant action, claim it in the comments below. Okay, Aries. Hello, beautiful Aries. Aries, you are receiving new momentum, forward movement, liberating change, some of you, an extensive acceleration, unexpected developments, and for some of you, this is going to be a divine download, this highly inspired moment, or a happy, unexpected miracle. Or for some of you, a wake-up call, which I hope isn't too discombobulating if that happens for you, but it only happens when we absolutely have to move forward and we've been dragging our feet or staying too close to our comfort zone. So for you in the second house is where this is happening. This is earned income, your values, your self-esteem, your self-growth. This wants you to up-level your sense of deserving. This is you probably want to make more money. With Uranus in your second house, Uranus, wherever it transits, it always brings up about a change. It can bring a breakdown, breakthrough, break free moment. It can bring a big change in our job, how we earn money, a business, and so forth, getting a side gig. And that can affect your values, and that can affect your self-worth. But ultimately, Uranus in Taurus is about a life upgrade. It wants you, remember, God only upgrades. It wants you to move forward so you could have some real forward momentum now with Uranus going direct in terms of your income and in terms of your job or your business, or all of which will help you to feel more worthy, most likely, or you've just done a lot of inner work during this Uranus retrograde transit that has up-leveled your sense of deserving. You could have had an awakening during that time about needing to improve. I don't like that word, improve. Needing to open up to the truth of who you are, yourself as a spirit of pure love, and the truth of who you are, Aries, in terms of what you deserve. You deserve the best just because you exist, just because you're here. Okay, so Aries, let me pull a card for you. For your Uranus direct transit, Aries. Your card is I wonder if you guys, I feel like you guys got this card in my last reading too. It's reflect and redirect your energy, Aries. It's actually the card of impasse. This is not for all of you. Some of you are just raring to go. We've got the Leo full moon coming up on January 25th, 2 days before Uranus turns direct. Some of you are like going to be super fired up by that full moon, but this is a card for those of you who feel like you're at an impasse, who feel like you are stuck, who feel like you are stagnating. Uranus going direct is going to break you out of that stagnation. It is, I think you've already done this reflection during the Uranus retrograde period, the last 5 months since August 28th. I think you've done that. And now you are ready to redirect your energy. Maybe for some of you, what you thought you were going to do, what you thought your plans were, those are changing now, and you are redirecting your energy into a new something that's more inspiring to you. So if that's true for you, Aries, I'm really curious. But whatever it is, are you ready to claim your passion, your courage, your strength, the truth of who you are? And most of all, Aries, because for you, what's most important is inspiration. You guys are natural leaders. You're natural pioneers. You forge new paths. Are you ready to forge a new path, to move forward, to say yes to your heart? If you are, claim it in the comments below. Okay, Pisces. Hello, beautiful Pisces. Pisces, you're experiencing this transit of Uranus direct in your third house of communications and mindset. This is where during the Uranus retrograde period, you could have gone inward and really made a shift in your mindset. You could have changed your inner narrative. You could have woken up to the truth that maybe some of the ways you were speaking about yourself or your life were not good for co-creating what you really want. And now you have a new mindset going forward. The third house is also our relationships with our siblings and our neighbors, aunts, uncles, and cousins. So you could have a revival of a relationship or a healing of a relationship with any of those people. Also, if I didn't say it already, landlords and all the people that you interact with in your local environment, because third house is your immediate environment. It's your location. It's where you live. With a transit of Uranus here, I feel like this is a real awakening energy. It is the mind. The third house is ruled by Mercury. That's the lower octave of Uranus, which is which is divine downloads and awakenings and inspiration. So you could receive, when Uranus goes direct, you could receive a big epiphany about how you want to change your location, how you want to move, or maybe for some of you, it could be mundane, because this is Taurus energy. After all, it could be as mundane as, I want a new car, I want a new device, I want, Uranus rules electrical everything. You could feel like and in Taurus energy, new cars are like very valued. I know that's not everyone, but for some people, or something could really pop for you. This is a pop energy, Uranus. Something could really pop for you in your like local networking, people you hang out with, places that you go to do the things that matter most to you. Like I always, when I think of third house, I always think of working out and doing our errands and all those things. But you could even meet somebody at like a local coffee shop that then becomes a business partner, or then becomes a lover, or you go to a movie and you by yourself and you happen to sit next to someone who's by themselves, and you guys strike up a conversation and something expands from there. So that could happen too. So let's pull a card for you, Pisces, and see what the cards have to say. And some of you could be publishing something. Some of you could be bringing something out, start publishing a website, publishing something that you've written, starting a social media platform, anything that is business related. Third house is like mercurial business things that then really gets things going. This is a momentum, like new momentum, Uranus going direct. Okay, Pisces. And there's a loud electrical thing going on next door, of course, because whenever I'm doing videos, whatever is happening, whatever the subject is, I'm always channeling that energy, and it never seems to fail that there's something that's happening around me that is reflecting that energy back to me. Okay, so your card, Pisces, I love this so much. Voyage of the heart. Love flows through you and to you. This card to me is so Piscean because it's so beautiful. You guys are so artful. You guys are so, it's the Pisces energy is the imagination, and there's so much gorgeous imagination energy in this card, and so much yellow, which to me is our cognition. It is, it's where we are receiving inspiration through our claircognizance, and that is third house energy as well. And this is, look at how she's creating with her own energy, all of this beautiful energy that's coming from her mind and her hands. And this is, again, it's third house energy. You are on a voyage of the heart. Love is flowing to you and through you, beautiful Pisces. There's nothing you have to do to deserve this. You deserve it because of who you are, because you're a spirit of pure love. If you want to claim this truth of love coming into your life even more, and you feeling fully in your own self-love, your own self-worth, your own sense of deserving, your own masterful, co-creative, imaginative ability, beautiful Pisces, claim it in the comments below. Okay, Aquarius. Hello, beautiful Aquarius. Aquarius, congratulations. Pluto is now in your sign. I know some of you are groaning and going, why is that a congratulations? Because we are moving into a whole new era, and it is characterized by your gorgeous Aquarian energy. So this is something to celebrate in my view, beautiful Aquarius. Not only this, but happy birthday to all of you early born Aquarians. Happy, happy birthday. This is your season. Aquarius season is now in session, beautiful Aquarius. So Aquarius, Uranus has been transiting your fourth house of home. This is an angle of your chart. This is a super important area. This is home, family, and it can ripple out to all the other areas of your chart, to your career especially, also to your sense of identity and to your relationships. When you have a transit of Uranus in your fourth house, especially when it's conjuncting a planet or that exact point of your IC in your fourth house, bottom of your chart, this is when we have the life-changing moments. I speak more about this in the introduction to the video, so definitely go back and watch that. But you are having this experience of new momentum, Uranus turning direct, new momentum, new information coming in, new downloads, new spiritual awakenings for some of you, new people coming into your life that is about movement, positive forward movement and inspired action in this area for you of home and family. Some of you could be getting, because some of you could be moving. Some of you have already moved. Some of you could be changing your environment, your home environment, remodeling, redecorating, just making it more of a sanctuary for yourself. Some of you could be getting a roommate, or a roommate moves out, or you have a new significant other move into your house, or you move into your parents' house, or you move out of your parents' house. Uranus in the fourth house is big change. in our home environment usually, or our family environment. Some people do split up with their partners during a Uranus fourth house transit, but whatever happens, it's an event that liberates you from a pain, either from a painful circumstance that you've been in, a painful situation, a relationship that has caused you pain, or you could be doing some healing on childhood conditioning or past life experiences that have brought up, you know, a core wound, for example. You could be healing insecurities. You could be healing something that has been quite difficult for you, is bringing up difficulties from early childhood or past life experiences. Big picture, you're getting a happy unexpected miracle, you're getting some forward momentum, you're getting a positive shift and change. Even if it first shows up as being a bit disruptive, it will be positive as you are getting freed and liberated from a circumstance that was no longer good for you. Beautiful Aquarius. So let's pull a card for you and see what the cards have to say. For beautiful Aquarians. Aquarius. It's a whole new world now that Pluto's in your sign. A new fantastic point of view, Aquarius. Aquarius, the card you got was embracing enthusiasm. Shout to the heavens with happiness. What I love about this card is her words are creating her reality. Her words are causing these butterflies metaphorically to come out of her mouth. Butterflies are rising, like, you know, coming out of the chrysalis, rising to be the butterfly, rising from the ashes. Butterflies coming from her mouth are, it's an image of transformation. It's an image of flight. It's an image of freedom. And it says, shout to the heavens with happiness. It is time to claim your happiness. Aquarius, it is time to claim happiness as your birthright. We're not all happy all the time. Of course we're not. We're human. But claim that happiness and fulfillment and true comfort in your own skin is your birthright. It's what you deserve. It's who you are naturally. It's who you are naturally. It's your true nature. Embrace enthusiasm. The more that you share your enthusiasm with the world about what you're passionate about, Aquarius, the more you will feel this expand in your own life. So if you want to claim this below, there's a lot to claim here. You can claim your happiness, your enthusiasm, the fact that your words ripple out to the world and cause positive, powerful change for others and for the world. If you want to claim that, claim it in the comments below. Okay, Capricorn. Hello, beautiful Capricorns. Capricorn, you are having a Uranus transit, and have been for several years now, in your fifth house. Uranus is turning direct in your fifth house of true love and romance, creativity, your creative brilliance, your creative genius, and children. This is the house of pleasure, delight, the house of fun and adventure. This is where you're getting some forward momentum. This is where you're getting a happy, unexpected miracle. This is where you may experience positive, liberating change, where the universe is trying to free you up. For many of you, this could be creative expression. This could be you putting something out into the world. This could be you doing something that's unconventional, you letting your freak flag fly, you showing your uniqueness, doing something that is so expressive in a way that you've never expressed before, or that is more vibrant to you, makes you feel more vibrant. This can also be a brand new relationship. This can be a passionate, what for you is out of the box. What for you is a different kind of relationship than you've had before. And I'm talking love and romance here. Or some change happens with a child. Some change happens in the child's life, or something happens with you that changes your way of parenting or some way. Remember, God only upgrades. Uranus wants to liberate and free us. This is about powerful, positive, forward momentum. And for some of you, this is a real change in your dating life. Uranus is connected to online dating. So some of you could do online dating when you normally wouldn't. Uranus transits are when we do things that we wouldn't normally do, because the universe wants us to wake up to a part of our soul's expression that has been dormant. And I talk about this at much greater length in the introduction to this video, so watch that if you haven't already. But let's pull a card for you, Capricorn, and see what Uranus Direct, which is forward movement, where things have felt stalled or stagnant or stale for you, boring for you, now is the time for you to move things forward, and you'll be feeling that burst of accelerated energy, Capricorn, especially if you have planets or points here. Ah, Capricorn, what do the cards have for you? Ooh, Capricorn, where do you want to go? Because this card is reaching your destination. Your light is shining brightly. Check it out. You are reaching your destination. I love the image of this card. There is this path, this beautiful path. It reminds me almost, I mean, it's sort of like the yellow brick road, but more it's way more ethereal than that. There's so much ethereal energy in this card. The bubbles, this light that's just circled around here. Maybe this reminds me of eclipse energy. Maybe during one of the eclipses that we already had, or the first eclipse we're going to have March 25th in Libra. Maybe that for you is bringing a catalytic moment, or has already brought you a catalytic moment that is showing you your metaphorical castle, your destination. For some of you, this is a home, but for others of you, this is a new adventure. Fifth house is adventures after all. There's a new adventure that awaits you, and along the way, as you are saying yes to it, as you are taking small steps along the way, you're getting little bursts of these bubbles. To me, are representative of bursts of ethereal, like the elementals, like ethereal guidance. So be sure that you're tuning into your guidance, Capricorn, especially if you're feeling stuck. Tune into this. This is awakening you and wanting you to open up to the nature realms, the nature fairies, the elementals, and to the fact that you really can, your dream really can come true. Your dream really can come true. If you have planets or points in the 11th house and Uranus is opposing those planets or points, that is also going to catalyze something really powerful for you. Beautiful Capricorn. So if you want to claim in the comments that you are reaching your destination, claim it. You inspire us all. I'd love to hear. Okay, Sagittarius, 6th house transit you've got. If you're watching me for the first time, you guys are going to be like, she is really weird. I do have moments of weirdness, I will admit that. I mean, this is a Uranus video after all, so what can I say? Like, Uranus wants us to let our freak flag fly, to let our unique, quirky selves out. You guys are probably going to be seeing even more of that from me now that Uranus is going direct. Sagittarius, let's get serious, Sag. Okay, Sag, 6th house transit. Uranus has been transiting your 6th house. For many of you, this is a change in your work environment, or a change in your health, a change in your daily life in some way. The foods you eat, the things you do to exercise and work out, the way you move your body, awakenings and insights and inspirations that you may have gotten or will get with Uranus stationing direct about your health, about your work. When we have a Uranus transit, regardless of the house, it usually does shake things up. It usually does show us. It wants to show us where it's time to innovate and evolve and even rebel. You could be rebellious at work, Sag. If you've been rebellious at work, let me know in the comments. I would love to hear. This is where you're getting forward movement, new momentum, or a breakthrough, a positive, energizing, out of the blue, perhaps breakthrough in health, daily habits, or your daily routines and schedules and work. Some of you will change if you work someplace to working at home. Some of you will start a whole new business. Some of you will quit your job. Some of you will be let go from your jobs, I'm sorry to say, but only if that is a toxic working environment for you, or if you've just outgrown that work environment, it's not good for you anymore. Sag, so I'm shuffling and let's see what the cards have to say for you. Beautiful Sag. Your card is believe in magic. Do you believe in magic? Beautiful Sag. Do you believe in magic? Because in order to have your profound, powerful breakthrough or movement that pushes you forward, it's time to believe in magic. Now, this says journey in the moonlight, and something may happen for you during this Leo full moon. All of the full moons that we're having, like this, let's just say this, the early part of this year, the full moons, many of them make aspects to Pluto. And this means that we are being transformed. This means that we are really shedding a skin and we're really detoxifying if we haven't already. And for you, Sag, and you're getting a sextile from Pluto, by the way, which is positive energy flow. It is solutions and new opportunities. Maybe one of those new opportunities or the awakening that you're going to receive from this Uranus stationing direct transit has to do with a magical moment. Maybe you're going to be touched by an angel, or you're going to be opened up and inspired by just something you overhear from someone, and it changes your world, or a new coworker, or a new business partner. Or if you've had a health issue, you receive some real inspiration, even in a dream maybe, that is quite healing for you. Whatever it is, even if you feel in the dark right now, Sag, this card is saying, tune into the moon, especially the full moon, and remember that there are unseen forces, unseen elementals. The elementals are really coming up in this reading, which doesn't surprise me because Uranus is in Taurus and that's earth energy. They're unseen beings, spiritual beings, who want to give you messages to move you forward. Tune into them so you can receive your beautiful message, Sag. Claim your magic. Claim your magical life, Sag. Claim the fact that you can have a magical life if you want to claim it. Okay, Scorpio. Hello, beautiful Scorpio. Scorpio, you are having Uranus transit your 7th house of relationships, partnerships. This is a big change for you, especially when Uranus makes a conjunction to your exact point, which we call the descendant. It's across from your ascendant. It's across from your rising sign. This is a big change usually in partnerships. If you're not in a committed partnership, this could be a partnership with a family member. This could be a partnership. And you know, when I say that, I mean you have their back, they have your back. You have an unspoken or spoken commitment that you are there for each other. Also people that you see on a regular basis, sometimes our coworkers fall into the 7th house, sometimes adult children as well. But this is where we seek support and where we want to give support. It's a very important part of our chart. It's one of the angles of our chart. So when we have Uranus transits here, we often have big changes in at least one relationship. And this is where you might want to go to counseling if that would be helpful, where you are setting boundaries for sure, where you could have a sudden passionate attraction, where you could have a sudden realization, where you could wake up to the fact, for example, that you're in love with somebody, or you could wake up to the fact that a long-term relationship has really died for you and you want to try and revive it, resuscitate it, or you know that it's over and you have to let it go. And that's very painful. I want to acknowledge that. But this Uranus transit can also bring in sudden epiphanies and sudden happy, unexpected miracles and inspirations that change your life for good, for the better, for good. Scorpio, it can always go both ways, but it is life-changing regardless of how it happens. So let's see what the cards have to say for you, beautiful Scorpio. For Uranus going direct, which is new momentum, it's you. If there's been something that needs to be tied up, like a loose end, this will help you to do that. Or maybe you propose to your partner during this time. Just remember, Scorpio, that if you propose to a partner when Uranus is aspecting a planet or point, for example, in your 7th house, unless you really want to like open up to craziness, potential craziness, I mean like not what you planned, not the best time to propose. If you have a whole plan and you want it to go as planned, I wouldn't do it on the day that Uranus is turning direct, because that can be the most potent day. And your card is about truth, Scorpio, discovering truth. This says you stand in the light of truth. In this card, there are people talking. He overhears the people talking and he says, I'm going my own direction. I'm going my own way. So this could be a truth that comes to light through other people, through something that other people do, through something that other people say. But regardless, this card is all about validating your truth and saying, go in the right direction for you. Some of you could have found out something that makes you realize I cannot stay with these people or this person anymore, or there's a lot of ways that we can discover truth. But If you stand in the light of truth, Scorpio, that is going to be the light that lights your path, the light that shows you the direction that you are meant to go. So if you want to claim your truth, Scorpio, claim it in the comments below. I'd love to hear. Okay, Libra. Hello, beautiful Libra. Libra, you are experiencing Uranus stationing direct in your 8th house of transformation. This is a big transit. An 8th house transit is all of the things that affect us most deeply, most emotionally, most passionately, like shared resources with partners, like our investments, the things that we really want to get the good stuff through. It's also sexuality. It's also emotional intimacy. It's the things that we tend to be so emotionally attached to. It's really, the 8th house is a lot about attachment, emotional attachment. It's also our taxes and, so things that scare us sometimes too, like loans and taxes and things that let's just say, scare is not the right word. They can trigger us. They can trigger us if we've had past bad experiences in any of these areas. It's the house of death and rebirth. This is where we transform. This is where we rise like the phoenix. But here's the thing, Libra, to have a transit here, this could mean or have meant already for you. It's also inheritances. It's also money, that windfalls of money that you weren't expecting. Love that about the 8th house. And you will be getting that Jupiter-Uranus conjunction that I spoke about in part 1 of this video. You will be getting that in April. So that's really beautiful. I love that for you. So anyway, with Uranus stationing direct, Libra, this means you're getting forward momentum and movement in terms of partnerships and shared resources, in terms of feeling more resourceful, getting money coming in, being able to pay off a loan. Some of you, I have to say, this could be like an unexpected tax bill. I hope not, but it could be something that you weren't expecting. But ultimately, Uranus transits want to show us more of who we are. They want to wake us up. They want to show us the truth of who we are as souls and have us come in more into our power and our genius and our brilliance. There are things we realize about our own creativity and our ability to bounce back from hardships if you've been through a hardship. They want to show us what we're made of, the truth of our strength as well. So Libra, I hope for most of you this is a windfall of money, or your partner like earning more money, or you earning more money, or an investment really paying off. Those would all be beautiful manifestations of Uranus direct. Okay, your card, Libra. Enjoy the journey, the wandering path. This is such a cool card. So this card is saying, be here now, be present. You are on a journey. There's a map laid out and a compass and a fox, which is this fox in this image, I think is like a spiritual helper, a spiritual guide. And it's saying you could tune into the fox if you wanted to get further messages from the fox as a totem animal. But this card is saying some of you are wandering. Some of you don't know where you're meant to be. Some of you are experiencing a new openness for the very first time. Some of you may feel like you've been here for too long. You've been wandering for too long. You want closure, some of you, to a relationship, to a situation that hasn't been good for you. Maybe you want to pay off a debt. Maybe you want to retire and you feel like you can't retire till you pay something off. Those kinds of things. This is saying pause and enjoy this journey. Life is about the journey. Life is about the magic of where you are now. Don't let that pass away because you're so focused on wanting to release something that's currently in your life, or because you are so in deep. 8th house, we can be really in deep with something. You're so in deep that you're missing the magic of life. Beautiful. Libra, the magic of life is yours. You deserve the very best. If you want to claim your magic, if you want to claim the fact that you are a spiritual warrior on this journey that may be challenging, it's hard sometimes. Sometimes we feel lost. But in your soul, you are always found. Within your soul is happy. For those of you who have been wandering, for those of you who've allowed yourself to get lost, that takes courage. For those of you who've let yourself follow the map of your own soul's blueprint versus the conventional way or the way things have already been done, that's a lot for you to claim, beautiful Libra, a lot for you to be proud of. Okay, Virgos, hello, beautiful Virgos. My youngest daughter is a Virgo, and you guys are having this transit of Uranus direct in your 9th house of expansion. Expansion, what a beautiful place for a Uranus transit. When Uranus transits our 9th house, we are really opening up to more of our spiritual essence. You could have already or be about to have a spiritual awakening. You could have really opened up to something inside of you that you didn't see before. This could be an age of enlightenment for you. This could be a period of enlightenment for you, Virgo. Wow. Also, with Uranus here, some of you could have started a new learning program, whether it's a PhD or master's degree or a metaphysical learning program or astrology program or some other kind of learning program. Something that's very expansive to you. You could have gotten some real insights that have moved you forward in your life. Some of you have done long distance travel. Some of you have gone to another culture. Some of you will be going to another culture. You will finally plan that trip, or you will finally say yes. Some of you who've been wanting to live in another country, say yes to that. Whatever it is, you are headed for new horizons. You are headed for a whole new world of possibility if you just allow yourself to open up to the fact that this is a very spiritual house. This is a change in spiritual beliefs for some of you, or a change in what you thought you used to believe. Like maybe it's not a spiritual belief, but it's a belief like, I never thought this would happen. I never thought I would say yes to this. I never thought I would do that. But Uranus here has required you to change that belief because it wasn't sound for who you are now, because you've evolved past that. So Virgo, this is where you're getting forward momentum. And also for some of you, this has to do with like very technical legal things. So a lawsuit could be coming to closure. You could be getting a visa. You could be doing paperwork around these kinds of things that you need to do in order to travel or move to another culture. Okay. Or learning a new language too. Virgo. Keep going forward. You are ascending the mountain, Virgo. You are ascending. You are ascending. That is 9th house. It's the path of ascension. You may have had what we call ascension symptoms. You may be very restless. You may have gone through a purging process. You may have gone through a period of insomnia or a period of having, like, being really sick, having a high fever. Some people get vertigo. Some people, there are all kinds of things, ringing in the ears, all kinds of things that I would never wish on anyone, but just things that come and go, move through us and pass because we are in that ascension process. So this card is all about ascension and expansion, but it's also saying, don't give up. Keep going. What you're doing, what you're planning, your goal may feel like a mountain. It may feel like you've been, like my youngest daughter who's a Virgo. She's been in school for a long time. She works full time. It's really exhausting to work full time and be in school. And so it takes longer, right? It takes longer to get through schooling when you do it on the side, but you're still doing it and you're still moving forward. So keep going forward, Virgo. You're on your way. You will reach your goal. Don't give up. Okay, Leo. Hello, beautiful Leo. Leo, you are experiencing forward momentum, accelerated change, positive, powerful breakthroughs, or where you're just feeling like you are finally leaving a period of stagnation or stuckness. This could be a happy, unexpected miracle. This could be overhearing something from another person that then brings about a change in which area of your life. This is your career. This is your fulfillment and your meaning, your life purpose, where you want to spend your precious time. For some of you, this is big picture, it's career and meaning, but it's also retirement and semi-retirement. It's also the legacy that you want to leave. So it's different for everyone, but big picture, this is you realizing, I have to make a change here. This is a very common, either changing your business, leaving your work, or starting a new business, or going into semi-retirement or retirement. This is when Uranus transits at the top of our chart, we really do have to think outside the box. We really do have to think about what would bring me meaning and fulfillment. This is the universe wanting you to open up to a whole new soul expression, a whole new level of you could feel like some part of you was dormant. I had a Uranus transit when I was leaving the practice of law, when I was opening up to new possibilities. And I tell part of that story in this video, in the first part of the video, the introduction. But what I want to say to you is that this is about you really tuning in and finding your true Dharma. And there is a place in your chart that talks about Dharma. It's not going to say go do this career or go do this job, but it is going to tell you about what your soul came here to express in terms of a way of being that I can share with you in a reading. And also, if you want to watch my video on the North Node in your sign, because this is about your North Node, and there are many other aspects of your chart that will tell us more and give us more evidence and clues to your Dharma as well. But the North Node is a big one. And I do have a video on that, on the North Node and your natal North Node, that I will link to in the description box below. So, Leo, this is big picture. This is forward momentum and making some sort of change or shift or positive breakthrough in your career. So let's see, or retirement. So let's see what the cards have to say for you. Leo. Leo, and we've got the full moon in your sign that is happening, and that is such a powerful full moon where it's going to be opposing Pluto, and the sun and Pluto are going to be conjunct, and Jupiter is going to be making a T-square to the full moon. Oh my goodness, what a big full moon. And guess what your card is? Answering the call. This is so 10th house. The time is now, Leo. The time is now for you to step into a whole new version of yourself, for you to walk through the portal, for you to walk through the door as this person is doing. She is dressed in her goddess garb, and she is walking through the portal into a very fertile, green, healing, new phase of her life. What is your soul calling you to do, say, be, or become? If you don't know, get my book, The Magic of Saying Yes. It's all about answering the call of your soul. At least check it out on Amazon. And if not that, get a book or get support from someone that will help you to tune into what your soul's true calling is. Because when I coach clients, what I find is that when they say, I don't know what I'm passionate about, they usually do. The truth is, when you have somebody that's listening to what you're saying, they can reflect back to you what they hear that you may not be hearing, Leo, and help you to facilitate that forward momentum and movement. So if you want to claim the fact that you're answering the call of your soul, or that you're open to, I'm open to the call of my soul, claim it in the comments below. Beautiful Leo. Cancer. Hello, beautiful Cancer. Cancer, my moon and my rising are in Cancer. And we are having this transit of Uranus, and you know it well, Cancer, because we've felt the change in our friendships, right? This is the 11th house of friendships and social media platforms, and basically where we are out in the world and social with others. And it's also hopes, wishes, and dreams and long-term gains. So you could be very tuned into your investments if you have investments, wanting to get return on your investments. Also just, this is the house of your dream, your fulfillment. Like, what is the dream of your life right now? Where do you want fulfillment? With Uranus here, that could have changed a lot for you. You could have gone through a real process of, I don't know what I want. What do I want? Cancer, it hasn't been easy. And what I've known from talking with clients, first and foremost, doing astrology consultations, is most people have really felt this in their friendships, and that's been really hard. But that has been up-leveling you in terms of what you will attract in friendships, what you will accept, what you won't accept, wanting to truly be received in the way that you give to others, Cancer. And that's been a process for you. Now that Uranus is going direct, if you have planets or points that it's going to interact with and activate, now is when you may feel some real forward movement in any of these areas, especially with friendships, social media platforms if you have one, and your following if you have a following, and financial long-term gains. Okay, so, and let's hope that this is about a wish or a dream fulfilled, because this is that house too, Cancer. So this could be a happy, unexpected miracle, a new inspiration, a divine download, something that really lights you up, Cancer. Let's see what the cards have for you. Cancer. Cancer, the gates of triumph are awaiting you, opening up for you. Success is expanding in your life. You're walking out of the darkness and you're walking into the light. Claim it, Cancer. You are walking through a portal. Gates of triumph. What do you want to triumph through? Some of us will get new friends. Some of us will meet like a soul friend or a soul partner during this transit. Some of us will find success, experience success, especially if you've been putting yourself out into the world in a way that has involved some sort of platform. You may find a whole new level of success during this transit, beautiful Cancer. If you want to claim your success or your new soul friend or your new partner, feel free to claim it in the comments below. Okay, Gemini, beautiful Gemini. I have my natal sun in Gemini. Gemini, thank you for your patience. You have been experiencing Uranus transiting your 12th house of spiritual connection, retreat, rejuvenation, the subconscious mind. The 12th house is where things can feel hidden because it is the other realms. In the 12th house, this is where we have those deep epiphanies through dreams. This is where we have things coming to light through conversations with others or overhearing someone's conversation. It depends on what planets or points you have in the 12th house, if you have any, or what Uranus is interacting with in the other parts of your chart, which is why a personal chart reading can be so helpful. But with Uranus here in your 12th house, you could have a profound cosmic awakening. You could have a karmic relationship come into your life. You could be healing a karmic relationship. You could be saying goodbye and cutting ties to a karmic relationship. You could be having a real expansion in your intuition. You could be, for example, tuning into the Akashic records, having experiences of mediumship, having experiences of astral travel. In my book, The Magic of Saying Yes, I have a whole chapter on some of those kinds of experiences that I've had. And, because the book is all about the magic of life. And what I love about 12th house transits is that this is when you really can have those experiences of life on the other side in some way, whether it's a near-death experience or whether it's just an experience that wakes you up to the fact that you are a spiritual being, that you have a whole other spiritual life. This is the mystical realms. This is you as a mystic. You are waking up, Gemini, to your inner mystic. So let us pull a card for you and see what the cards have to say for Gemini risings. Gemini, your card is stepping into your power. You are strong beyond measure. Wow. This card is saying you have come through a storm, many of you. You have let the light of your own soul, of your spiritual guides and angels, you have let that light guide you. It hasn't been easy. You can see that he's gone through some adversity, but that adversity has made him strong beyond measure. So to me, this card is very validating of the fact that you have been on this journey and that you have really strengthened and that you have graduated, many of you. Now, some of you, if you are still in this kind of energy, this card is saying, know that what you're going through is part of your soul's journey. And I know that's not easy when you're going through it. I know that that's not necessarily going to give you the solace that you need, but you are stepping into your power. And this is all about power, this card. This is all about you claiming the truth of your own power, rising above a situation, moving through a situation. But I think for a lot of you, this is this is important. This is a true validation of how far you've come, what you've been through, and the fact that you are not the same person you were before. And this is something to celebrate. We have to celebrate the wins and successes along our path. because being in a human body, being on this earthly journey is not easy for most of us, especially on a spiritual path. You are the warriors. Those of you, pretty much everyone probably watching this video, you are the warriors. You are the ones who chose to come here and do it a different way, to follow the beat of your own drum, to listen to your own inner rhythm and live by your own inner rhythm. And this is very important to acknowledge, to validate, to celebrate. And by the way, Gemini, I have a superpower video, and I have one for every sign, for your sun, moon, and your rising. So watch the Gemini superpower video if you haven't yet, because people have also told me that that is super validating to them. And I feel like this card is reminding you, what's your power? What's your superpower? What's the truth of who you are? Regardless of what Uranus does, whether it uplifts you, whether it inspires you, whether you go through a breakdown or breakthrough, whatever it is, it's time to really claim your power and celebrate who you are. Beautiful Gemini. Claim it below. If you want to claim your power and the truth of who you are, feel free to claim it in the comments below. My beautiful friend, thank you so much for being here with me today. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for watching whenever you watch, and thank you to my Sunday chat friends for joining me for the premiere. I absolutely love communing with you in like-minded community. Thank you for your likes of this video, for your comments, for your shares to other people who love astrology, for your subscribes. When you subscribe to my channel, when you comment, when you share, when you like, all the things that you do to help support me, you help the algorithm catch this video and send it out to more people who love astrology, and also help me grow my channel. And I am so incredibly grateful to you for that support. This has been a general reading of Uranus turning direct. If you would like a personal astrology consultation where we look into the transits that are happening for you right now, how your planets and points in your natal chart are being touched by the transiting planets, and where we can also look at what are your strengths and your gifts and your talents and your dharma, your life purpose, and what do the transits that are happening right now have to say about anything that your heart most desires, whether you want to move, whether you want an increase in your finances, or you're looking for a breakthrough in your health or a relationship, and so on. Whatever is most up for you is what we will address in your astrology consultation, whether it's a heart's desire or life purpose or natal chart or a 2024 year ahead consultation. So go to my website, check out my testimonials from other clients who have worked with me, and that'll give you a sense of whether you feel called to work with me. I also offer clarity sessions, coaching sessions for those of you who would like support on whatever you're moving through right now. The link to my coaching page is in the description box below as well. And as promised, I have a free gift for you, and that free gift is a soothing guided meditation that will connect you to your angels and guides, that will connect you to your next step or the wisdom that you want to receive from your intuition. So to download that free gift guided meditation, which is an instant download, just go to my website, subscribe to my weekly inspirational updates for free, and you'll get that instant download right away. Beautiful friends, I am so excited for Uranus going direct. I think this is really going to help us feel some forward movement, some momentum, and jumpstart our drive. And maybe we will get some happy, unexpected miracles. Maybe we will have some moments of, oh my gosh, that was so out of the blue. Oh my gosh, I didn't expect that. But whatever happens, the universe is moving us powerfully forward, freeing us, liberating us into our next greatest expression of who we came here to be. So my beautiful friend, it's been so great to be here with you. And until my next video, I'm sending you all my love.